Yo, hey, what's up, guys? Yeah, I did it. I was able to get Ambassador Lethelin because of the taunt buff right there. I made a taunt loop, and you will never get eaten, but to clear it out, this is not a perfected team right here. It's more of an idea sharing, getting you guys to maybe bring some more ideas and stuff into it, and I will just share the base and how it kind of goes, and maybe we can advance on it. We are on normal stage right here because that's where I used to do my testings, and if I want to go a little bit more ham, like hard and brutal, I can do it. But I need more stats in my champs, and I'm kind of little bit, I don't have silver right now, and I can't actually do it, so we will go on normal, and yeah, the core is of course the same. Ambassador, Painkeeper, and Shamael. I used right now Wukong, so if he gets killed, he just stands up by himself. I can get block buffs out there and just test around how it goes. And of course, Krisk is there just to save up, make our team more tanky and stuff. But those two champions right here could be replaced with other ideas, and maybe on the end you get completely, maybe you guys get something like, hey, I can skip one Painkeeper or something, and that would be like amazing. But those two spots right here, they are totally free, and you could use whatever you think is right. And there are some ideas, of course, I could use, instead of a Wukong, I can just put the Geomancer in there, go on brutal, make my team tanky enough, and of course use my Krisk. But I think there are plenty options. This spot right here is just to make your team survive, and there are plenty champions that can actually do it, because you might don't know it, but Painkeeper can heal like a truck. To be honest, he is an amazing healer, and that's what you can abuse when you just use another champion like Krisk and maybe Geomancer and do the thing on brutal, and this is just aimed for people that don't have an emic, and I'm already into like experiment on stuff. I like the complicated stuff. That's how it is, and I like to build teams, and I want to give you guys an option when you don't have an emic. I also have something coming up the next days, I think so. I will work on it, not done yet, but Dan. Wait, where is he? Wait, I got him. He's like right next to Ambassador. Right. Where is he? Huh? Am I blind? Please don't tell me I'm blind. I think I bought... Yeah, Dan, the other champion who can just use the taunt on himself by one turn, and it has a 3-turn cooldown and a counter attack and stuff. So he's might be better, because that right here is not full auto. You gotta manual it, and that's just how it is. And if you put, for example, her in leader spot, she will always aim for the leader spot. And because we have Shamael, the leader spot always get boosted, and you can't just replace it over and over. I tried it. I made Ambassador really slow, and then I tried it, but it didn't work. Maybe, you never know. I tried it, but it just doesn't work, and we gotta do it like that. So you gotta do it on manual, because she's just aiming for the leader spot all the time, and your leader spot is in danger of getting turn meter boosted. Let's check out the presets real quick. And I don't think I'm going into my sets really much, because they all have like broken sets and nothing to talk about, just damage stuff. And it's that one right here, because you can see actually the stats right there. Keep in mind it is -10 for my actual speeds, because I have +10 life arena, so you can just -10 speed, and the rest is just how it is. And like I said, it's just experimental and nothing written in stone right now, but we can of course advance out of it and show you the preset. But you're kind of doing it manual, but I give you a little tip. What I always do is, when I want to go straight out of turn order, let's jump into the run, and I will show you what's up. And I give you like a little video where we actually use it. And I went on around 100 turns, and then I stopped, because you get the point. I can go to turn limit, you can see it for yourself, but it's just time wasting for me, because I can actually do a better team. This team is not the greatest in the world. If you put a Geomancer in here, you get your 1 key if you survive and you do all the things I do right here on a harder stage. But this is not like something really great, but it's just about Ambassador as a taunt loop, and that's the point of it. So the trick I want to say is on my keyboard I press always the T button and then I press it again like super fast, like I do right here with the mouse, like T, and that's how I do my runs when I want to do kind of rotation, keep my rotation, and by accident not pressing and other stuff or so. But you can't actually do it on Ambassador. She is super slow right now, and Painkeepers are decently fast, and that's kind of the trick. That's basically it. And yeah, just TT. We gotta wait a little bit until we get actually the taunt up, because yeah, we are not too quick on that champion. So, and I will talk about a few other things, some tricks, some funny things that happening, something bad, like when we're into the run. So on Ambassador, just use the taunt on herself. That's it. And that's what you do all the time. And the rest is kind of full auto. But of course, every time we reach Ambassador, it will, yeah, go a little bit wrong or so. So let me talk about one of the bad things. Ambassador actually does reflect damage. And I didn't know too, but if the red head is attacking you and you have reflect damage, it will count 6 attempts on his counter. So it will rise by 6. That means sometimes he will hit you and immediately also do the his special attack, you know what I mean. I think you will see it in a second or so. Yeah, the Painkeepers are healing really nice. They are actually better healers than some other champions. And yeah, I would probably go for a Geomancer in that leader spot, and yeah, and do it a little bit quicker. But I was just testing, so we're gonna reset. I always press double T. And another good thing about this, when you, instead of a Krisk, if you use another champion that has 2 skills on 3 turn cooldown, it is aimed that the champion on the right, in my case Krisk, does only main skill, other skill, main skill, other skill. On the beginning it's not falling right away into it, but you will see what I mean, like in a little bit. Ambassador, you could use, she is on her A3 healing, on her A1 it's an AoE, so it is really great. You could use Hex set, Provoke, or whatever you want. I probably would use Hex or Provoke, and she's a little bit better, but since she is so slow, you can probably make her a little bit faster. Yes, but here's the point why I made her so slow, because what we don't have right here is block debuffs. Painkeeper has resistance, that Painkeeper has resistance, Chamarael doesn't matter if she gets provoked for once or so, or Wukong doesn't matter even, and our Krisk. And even Krisk does not matter too much if he gets provoked once or so, or his turn meter got stolen or so. Right now I have the taunt on Ambassador. She will be your mischief target if you don't use another mischief target. Like in my case, I have Krisk in there, and he will just attract the mischief head to himself instead of Ambassador. But you can just use Ambassador, but you kind of know how it is when your taunt gets stolen, your run is over, so it's kind of a little bit risky. So I went first for that, and I probably would use a Geomancer, Krisk, and so on, to keep it a little bit more stable and stuff, so I can use a mischief tank while she does the loop, so she does not lose it at all. Of course you can use protection on her, and yeah, it's harder but still RNG based. And of course now we are RNG based because we can actually get killed, we don't have block debuffs. But why we don't have block debuffs, and why I made Ambassador so slow is because what if the 3% happens on our Painkeepers? If we get the 3% on our Ambassador on the wrong turn, we are out. there is no way, because we lose the taunt, maybe you can get your champion back and maybe fall back into rotation, but most of the time you are out. And that's why I have the Chris right there. If he gets his buff stolen, it's not even so important. Yeah, even when I use a Geomancer, I still can use my burns and stuff to do damage and all the things. If he survives, everything is good. And there's kind of a much to talk about, like Hydra stuff like that, because it is super complicated, but if you kind of straight out copy the things I do, it is possible for you guys too. And I wish there would be a guy like, hey, do that and that. So we will do the double T. Did I actually? I think I made a mistake. Did I? Sometimes it's really hard to see those buffs. God damn it. Did I? Ah, yeah, I kind of messed it up, but maybe we're falling. I just probably didn't aim. I was just talking, and please excuse me that. But we are trying to get back into the loop. Yes, we are going back into the loop, because she can just place it on herself. I probably placed it on the double, on auto, and I pressed it on the... she placed it on the leader, and that's why we kind of didn't have it. But yeah, it's just how it is. Yeah, and also your Shamael does all the time main skill, A1 in that case. He would do other skill, but he doesn't have it, so he's basically on a 2-turn cooldown. And yeah, let's continue a little bit more. Yeah, we just saw that the counter goes up by the red head pretty insane because he was attacking us, but basically it shouldn't happen, but reflect damage. So it makes it a little bit harder with Ambassador. I probably would use Duaden if I use something like that, because it's full auto in that case. But first of all, Ambassador, because not everybody has Duaden or Emic or that Warwick guy, and yeah. So let's continue a little bit more. And do you see the heal from Painkeepers? It is insane. If you can make him tanky, you won't die at all. Maybe with super bad RNG or something. Like, it's possible still. Of course, it is not unkillable, but it is doable, to be honest. And not everybody has like the best teams for Hydra. So wait, let me focus a little bit. And yeah. We at least gotta go over 20 so you can actually see we don't get eaten. Well, let me say it that way, and until the Ambassador gets the 0 counter on the debuff, about to get eaten buff, debuff, you know what I mean. So, I gotta take, the only thing you gotta take notice here is like, when Ambassador takes her turn, you gotta aim for herself, and yeah. The Geomancer would do like on Nightmare, if you can make it work, like 70 to 80 million. It is really hard on Nightmare, I assume, so you probably go on hard or brutal, and it's easier, and it will be almost like the same outcome, like minus 10 million, but it will always be a wonky if you use a Geomancer in a kind of team what I'm presenting right now. Yes. Let's leave a little bit here. Another little bit here. And of course we are on normal right now, but the kind of... I think I made it clear that I can actually tune stuff in this game. So I promise you something like that is gonna work on Nightmare. But kind of, you gotta be on the point. I know when I rebuild a champion like Shaman, I could say I can easily go plus 10 speed because I know what's going on. But maybe you don't, so you kind of are stuck to the speeds I give you. But yeah, that's kind of the devil when you just looking up stuff on YouTube. You just don't know everything. But yeah. To be honest, skip the trouble to make teams like that, like create those teams. It's just a headache. Sometimes it feels like that. But I like it, I do it. And yeah. So we got Provoke. Did we get Provoke on our Ambassador? I think we used right now the Taunt. Yes, we are on 2. So we used the on Ambassador the skill. So she got Provoke. But in that case, it doesn't matter because it's actually the right turn. But if that happens on the wrong turn, and she has resistance right now, so it was a 3%, that can kill your run. Yeah, I didn't realize the other Painkeeper got provoked too. But my Chris died. Why did my Chris die? I didn't gear him too much. I think I made it clear that it works. I'm gonna show you the video, but yeah, it was just a bad one right now. I can really, please, I can rebuild my champions and make them more tanky, more stable, because first of all, they are made for an unkillable team with Amic, so they are not really used to like getting hit, and on other teams I always have 0 HP, so they're not really built to get damaged all the time. But the heal plus your support plus whatever you bring else can really save you. It is not really hard. I already did it. It was kind of probably bad RNG. Was it the counter of the red hat? Anyway, let's go into the video. I speed it up a little bit, so a little bit hard, and you will see it is stable. I can continue, no problem, but that's for you guys. If you have Ambassador and you want to use something like that, put a Geo in there and let's go. So, alright, you saw everything is stable. I did a mistake on the end. I pressed the double T button and I lost the taunt because I was just not paying attention. Yeah, but you kind of saw it is working. It's just my dumb ass. And let's talk about, again, replacements. Those 2 spots here are totally free. You can bring whatever you want to make, not like whatever you want. You can just bring 2 DPS, 1 support champion that makes you survive. Keep in mind, you don't actually need a healer because those pain keepers, if you build them HP wise, they heal like trucks. And of course, I really would recommend a Geoman, so maybe I don't know, an Artak or something, like something that burns, does some damage, keeps you control. He has the decrease attack. There are options, really there are. Those 2s are completely free. Maybe I find a way to skip one of those pain keepers. Okay, I can use already a Yumeko in here and I could make it work. But then you would hate me probably again. But maybe I do it for some people that actually have it and just for testing. Probably I will do it because I just want to see if everything's cool. I want to like create something cool, something new. That's just how I am. And Ambassador, it is unfortunately that you have to manual because you can't aim her skill on herself or whatever for an idea. Because it is an aimable taunt buff. You could maybe, I thought something maybe like that. If I'm making really fast or something. Like that spot is like whoever. And Ambassador places the taunt on, for example, a really slow Shamael. Then Painkeeper is gonna reset Ambassador for 1 turn, so she has it on 3 turns and she needs to go like 3 turns. Something like that. It's hard to explain, but yeah, something like that. It is possible. Probably, maybe. And I will keep you up, of course. And don't forget to leave a like. Write a comment if it helped you, if you dislike it or whatever. I just trying to get like a little bit more action on YouTube going, and I really like to see those comments, and especially those where like, hey, I did the first time my stage 15, the first time my hard mode dungeon, because, and it's always cool. So yeah, that will be the end of the video. I'm not gonna show you the stats. You saw them in the preset. You can just pause and see the HP and things. They all have like broken stats or just a little bit cool or just nothing too special, really. And that's why it's taking forever then when I show you the stats. And that's just experimental. You get the speeds, you get the HP, you get the idea, and that's the end of the video. I hope I see you in the next one, and yeah, have a nice day.